Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So we're here, guys. We're here with the final episode of Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists, episode 10, which, like I said at the top of these videos, that I believe that they were only going to do 10 episodes just to see how everyone felt. And of course, guys, I always have to give you my spoiler warning. If you haven't seen any episode of Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists season 1, or you haven't seen episodes 8 or 9, go ahead and skip this video. But anyways, guys, enough talking. Let's go over my top 5 moments of episode 10 of Pretty Little Liars, The Perfectionists season 1. Number 5, Claire and Dana apologize. They end up believing the story that the group fabricated about Jeremy. Of course, this lie goes over very well for now, right? It goes over very well because they truly do believe that Jeremy killed Nolan and that Taylor was justified. So they explain what happened and they hand over Taylor's flash drive as proof of Jeremy killing Nolan, and everything seems calm. Everyone thinks that if they've moved on, that they just get to move forward now. Number 4, which I was kind of hoping this wouldn't happen or they would do it in a certain way, but Ava's dad returns and he wants her help. It's moments like these in shows where a character's dad that's kind of on the run or something, they kind of sneak back, and I kind of thought they were going to try to implement him into the show and make him like this huge part, but I'm happy that they didn't dwell on it, because all he does is he sneaks onto BHU and he tries to convince Ava to get some sort of sealed document that they're going to mail her. Of course, you know, it just has the tone of like him not being honest on it, and you can tell Ava really wants to believe it, but it's not until she talks to Dana and Dana tells her, like, do you really believe he's going to try to turn himself in? Like, you're smart enough to know that he's only here to manipulate you and get the rest of the money. Ava plays coy, saying she doesn't know what she's talking about, and Ava comes to her own senses. She looks in the documents and figure out that there are bank statements, and he really was just trying to get the rest of the money. He had no intentions of turning him and his wife in. And of course, this destroys Ava, and but she does have like a power move where she ultimately returns the money herself and it goes back into everyone's original bank account, which means her new beau, Zach, gets whatever he needed back, in order to pay for school and meals and living and things like that. And only thing he knows that is from an anonymous donor. Now he has enough money to go to New York in order to talk to that artist and have his own exhibit, and they're kind of figuring out what they are, and they're kind of some sort of a couple, and they're going to travel to New York together this summer. Number 3, I didn't mention it last episode because it slipped right by me, but Mona got fired because of course Claire finds out about her and Mason. I don't know why that slipped past me, but it's worth mentioning in this episode because Mona is packing. She thinks she has to leave BHU, and she talks to Mason about it, and Mason kind of fills her in like, hey, Claire and I kind of hooked up, or we did something, so she can't really make you leave. So he gives her some material to blackmail Claire, and we don't find out what it is until Mona goes to Claire's office. So Mona just kind of lets Claire know, and Claire immediately picks up that phone, makes a phone call, and she says, I've decided that Mona can stay at BHU. She's no longer terminated. Claire was kind of jealous of Mona, and that's the main reason she fired her. So this whole thing with Mason, Claire, and Mona is going to be very odd, but we'll see what happens. Number 2, the group gets a nice introduction from the professor. And I'm guessing this is going to be this show's version of A, except this person's more talkative, they're more active, and it's less of a text message game and more of a surveillance game. So they all get some kind of invitation, just kind of letting them know to meet somewhere for some kind of red circle society or something. And of course, none of them tell the others in their group. They all just show up and they're surprised that they see the others there. And as soon as they get there, the professor displays the real video of what happened with Jeremy and Taylor on the dock, where, Taylor shoots Jeremy, who was unarmed, and everybody's freaking out because they didn't know Beacon Guard could go out that far, and everyone's trying to figure out if it even is Beacon Guard. Meanwhile, the professor just kind of lets them know, like, hey, you guys are a part of my social experiment. The first part was just surveillance. I just wanted to watch you guys to see how you interact with each other and what you do, and what your choices are, what kind of choices you make. And everyone's just kind of like, we don't want to do this and whatnot, and he just kind of tells them, like, either you do the second part of this, which is tell me all your fears and you just kind of let me look at you and see what makes you tick, or I'm going to reveal this footage to the police. And so everyone's just kind of at a crossroads now. It's even revealed that Jeremy was going through the same experiment. The reason he did anything at all, which of course we know he didn't kill Nolan. I don't know why everyone's so shocked about this, but he didn't kill Nolan. He was tasked with kind of following Caitlin and getting all this information. And like I said, I knew he played a part in something. I just know that he didn't kill Nolan. In number 1, which is pretty much a continuation from number 2 with things with the professor, the group ends up revealing what they're truly afraid of, what their fears are. I didn't think they were going to do this at first, but you know what? They went ahead and did it all on their own whenever they felt the right moment to do it or whenever they felt compelled. And I think Mona's reason really is going to carry the second season of the show because she's so vengeful and she wants to find out who this is. And she's like, my worst fear is dying before I even get to find out who you are. And, you know, it's because this whole situation forced her to push away Mason. Well, saying it's love, I don't know that, but you could tell she truly cared about him and she pushed him away and even lied about how she felt about him just so that way she could protect him. And you could tell that truly hurt her. So she's definitely going to be on top of this hunt because she also was never able to find out why that list was made, you know, and why the professor made it. So Mona has a lot of work to do. The episode ends with that very kind of A-like thing that they used to do in the first couple of seasons of Pretty Little Liars. The professor's sitting at the BHU cafeteria just kind of looking at what everyone's afraid of, like looking at those videos from across the campus. And as soon as Zach walks up, the professor closes the laptop and Zach's like, well, here's your coffee or whatever, professor. And they just kind of smiled and left. So that's very interesting. So this is someone that anyone can look at on campus and not bat an eye at. So this whole thing is very, very interesting. But yeah, that kind of wraps up this first season of Pretty Little Liars to Perfectionists. I don't know if they're going to get picked up for another season because I haven't heard anything. Overall, I think this show was able to stand on its own. It didn't truly have to rely too much on Pretty Little Liars or anything like that. It really was able to just create its own universe. And I hope it is able to get another season because I'm interested to see what they're going to do next. And I even wonder if they're going to eventually kill off people like Mona or Allison or, you know, what's going to happen with that? Are we going to see cameos from some people from the other shows and things like that? Because, you know, we keep hearing about the Hastings. We always hear about Veronica Hastings, so it wouldn't be impossible to meet Spencer or something like that. Like Caitlin and Spencer meeting would be awesome. So, I don't know. There's a lot of potential with the show. There's a lot for them to pull from with the book. It just all depends on how everyone received it because I haven't looked at the numbers myself, but it's possible that the ratings weren't good. But it's just something to think about. Let me know what your thoughts are. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being on this journey with me. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. And of course, if you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more TV show reviews like this one. And while you're ready, guys, go ahead and leave me a comment down in the comment section. What TV show do you want me to start so I can do some reviews over? I'm open to just about anything. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!